Project 2025 was created by an amalgam of Christian nationalists led by reactionary Catholic thinkers and forces that have been plotting to revolutionize the American government since 1973, when Paul Weyrich started the Heritage Foundation. And they want an unbound executive who can do things simply because he has the power. They want an unbound executive who can tell Congress, you might have appropriated this money. You might have said that we are supposed to spend it. You might have said that this is how the Constitution works, and it is. Article 1 of the Constitution. Congress holds the purse. Congress decides when the budget is approved, and the president signs the budget. The money's going out. It is not within the purview of the president to hold the money simply because he thinks there's programs out there that don't agree with his initiatives. That is not part of his role. He's not a king. He's a president. So this is an illegal move, period. What Project 2025 does is aim to create an executive who is unbound, who can do things like this. And I think, we talked about Project 2025 endlessly on this show. You can go to our website, straightwhiteamericanjesus.com, go to episodes, the episodes tab, and just type in Project 2025. You'll see episode after episode. You'll see discussion after discussion. But in that same article from Rolling Stone, there's a great quote that I think really sums up the attitude of the president and what they're trying to do in this moment. Now that he's back in power, the Trump administration appears to be operating based on one specific legal principle, towering above all others. What are you going to do about it? That quote comes from a conservative lawyer who helped plan Trump's ongoing legal onslaught, characterizing Trumpland's attitude toward and their plans for handling the Democrats complaining about his moves and the activist groups that try to stop him. Two other sources close to Trump, one of whom worked on the presidential transition team and the other in his current administration, cheered on the president's efforts to cram as many of his policies and orders through in the face of legal experts publicly saying he can't do that. Their position is, we have our own interpretation of the law, so try and stop us. If Congress is the branch that holds the purse, then the judicial, the judges, are those who decide the interpretations of the law, for better or for worse. What are you going to do about it is the attitude, not only of Donald Trump, to Democrats and activists and all those pesky kids who keep clawing at him. It's the attitude he has and the attitude that will continue. And this is where I want to warn you, and this is where I want you to be vigilant, to Congress and the judicial branch. That this was rescinded. This freeze on federal funds was at least, let me be careful in my words. An injunction was put on it by a judge. We're going to get more news on this February 3rd and 4th. It's not in place. It's not in practice as we speak. Nonetheless, what I see coming is a day when there is a court ruling, there is an injunction, there is a judicial branch saying no. There is Congress somehow saying no. And Trump and the administration saying, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to do it anyway. And you know what I've learned is that there's not a lot of Democrats ready for that fight. They're just trusting that, yeah, what are you going to do about it? What's next? And that's where we've got to be ready. The Constitution is a social document. It works because we all abide by it. Just like rules. You ever stood in line? If you know me, and my wife hates this, I am like a very militant line person. You get in line. You don't cut in line. You don't like jump the line. I will like embarrass everybody wherever we are, the amusement park, the movie theater. If we're waiting in line, you better not cut. I'm going to call you out. Make a scene because it's not fair, right? Shout out to my British friends. The world's leaders in forming a queue. Just like world class Britain. There's just no comparison. Waiting in line. Why do lines work? Social contract, social approval. Everybody decides. There's a rule. Whoever's here first, they get to go first, and then we all get behind them. And then when the bus comes, we all get on. Okay. If we have a president who wants to be a ruler, if we have a president who wants to be a king and is going to say to legislative and judicial branches, what are you going to do about it? He's saying to us, what are you going to do about it? It's a failed government. It's a failed state. I'm the ruler. I have the power. I have all the oligarchs around me with their billions of dollars, and I have the military. What are you going to do about it? That's called a constitutional crisis. And this couple of weeks is signaling that is a scenario we probably need to be getting ready for.